You're tuning in to Gone.net.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Gone.net. This week, I remembered that the thing auto unmutes me, so I didn't click the button and mute myself.
And you waited for the movie to end this time.
I did.
For the last couple of weeks, John has been talking. I'm like, dude, you're not even on yet. You're talking to nothing. I can't even hear
I
you.
can learn. See, I learned growth
Evolution.
mindset. Yeah,
evolution.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
So this week,
I might be well, first, bigger news than that. We might be interrupted again by today. It's FedEx because do you see that? You see what I did?
Oh, you broke your phone. That's hardly broken.
No. Like that doesn't show it. There's like cracks everywhere.
So John tends to stalk his delivery people, like stock.
Like, wow, this one I just want to get in case they don't.
They have warning labels before they come to your house to say this guy will run after you down the street like Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Right? They do. They must.
They probably.
I know that the code.
I'm sure there's the internet people especially. Like you get a message from this guy, just fix it because it's not worth it.
Or just don't answer the phone. Don't answer the phone.
Yeah. No, that doesn't work either.
Yeah, he'll just keep calling and he'll let it ring all day.
So this is the first time I've ever broken a screen on a phone in all the years I've owned a smartphone.
But you've been running it naked for years, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For a couple of years I had cases, but then I didn't do that anymore.
So you convinced me to do the same, but the reasons why I do it, yes, it's a pretty phone, so why put a case on it? So I get that. But my excuse is if I break it, then I have to get a new one. So that's how I do it. Right?
Well, that's fine if it's like this is already the new one. I don't really want to get a new one. I mean, I got the Apple Care and whatever. So, but it's like the first time, and I tell everyone always, I'm like, I never break screens. Like these things, they talk about how strong the new glass is, isn't it right? Like every year they're like, oh, the glass is 3 times more stronger than last year, and then it's like everyone just puts a case on it.
Yeah, no, I get it. I run it. I've been running it naked. You convinced me to a few years ago. And my excuse is just if I break it, I need a new phone. And I need a phone, right? Yeah. So the government, I'm self-employed. So I just, because our great Canadian government, I just like, this is a write-off. I need a phone.
Yeah.
I program.
So if they ever ask you, it's like, yeah, mine broke. I needed another one. What do you mean?
So when I need a new phone, smash. There we go. Although it's never happened. The only time I broke a phone was the iPhone 6. You remember how it had that nice little curved bezel? Yeah. And I was building, I had an unfinished basement at the time, and we were doing construction on it. So the drywall was up, but the floor wasn't done because the carpet's the last thing you put in, right?
Yeah.
So I was downstairs wiring up the one part for my home theater at the time, and the phone came out of my pocket, hit right at the corner, completely smashed. And the phone was also new the day before.
Oh no, it's always that, right?
I paid for, like the company, it was a company phone.
Yeah.
And it was the first day the iPhone 6 came out, right? So everybody, remember phones used
you used to be hard to get them. Yeah.
We pre-ordered them. They came that day, smashed the phone. I had a lot of swear words that day.
Yeah, no, that's not fun. No, I've only ever broken the back screen on phones, and it's only been 2. I had an iPhone 13 Pro, and it was like one crack on the back, and I was dumb because I had Apple Care on the phone. I could have had it fixed for like next to nothing, and then I didn't because it just didn't bother me ever. And then when I went to trade it in when the next one came out, and I put like whatever description, and then I sent it in, and they give me like, actually, we're only going to give you like $100 for it. I'm like, no, this is worth more than $100 still. Thank you very much. So I had to keep it, and I just passed it off to somebody else.
See, you should have had it fixed. Should have.
So what I got a mug this week.
That Die Hard is my Christmas movie.
Is it all mirrored backwards?
It is backwards. All right.
Okay. Well, I can
read it because everybody knows Yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah.
I don't have an exciting mug this week. I thought I was done because Halloween's my thing, right? So I'm
Yeah.
into my boring Starbucks cup.
Uh,
But this cup is good because it's got a nice little rubber bottom,
oh
so it
yeah.
keeps it warm. And
Doesn't
it's
slide
like,
around and
yeah,
yeah.
it's my favorite
Nice.
mug. So, I mean, drinking out of like the skull of Optimus Prime, that's a difficult task. Like I actually have to think about what I'm drinking and where.
Yeah.
Otherwise, on the stream, I'm going to have coffee dripping all down my chin. So that's
Yeah.
not good. So no exciting mug this week. I will make up for it. There's not really good Christmas mugs though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gotta find some. So
.NET
bearing the lead, yeah, .NET 10. What's
So
going on with it?
very exciting. You haven't been in the .NET world, but you've been working on .NET stuff, like your own apps and stuff.
Yeah. And I same day container images for .NET.
For your
Yeah.
Docker thing, your Docker builder.
I've still been working through some bugs and stuff with it, but I think it's pretty good now.
So I've converted 3 of my 4 apps that I have personally. No rough edges there so far.
Have you switched on XAML source gen for them?
So for the mobile apps, 2 of them, yes. The third one, not yet.
Okay.
No, I mean, I wasn't expecting any performance gains there. I don't think there's going to be. I think that's what people have to realize. It's probably minor.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like XAML was already getting compiled, or like,
Yes.
IL was being generated. So it's not runtime performance as much as hopefully build time at some point, but
Right. So I wasn't expecting much there. It does sound like there's some issues going on because there's a lot of libraries that source gen stuff for XAML.
mhm.
And I think, we've already talked about it, the chicken and egg problem. Like you can't have one source generator run and then another one picks it up. So there's some stuff going on there. But
Maybe
we
that'll
were
start
expecting that.
helping force some of that conversation again. Like I know I think the Roslyn team like is fully like, yeah, we understand like the use case and there's a valid kind of thing here, but it's just a matter of like figuring out,
How do you
when
fix
it
it?
will
It's
work
it's
and
a
how to
it's a
fix it.
hard problem because you can end up in an infinite loop if you do it wrong. So
Yep. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a tough one. So so the source generation wasn't particularly exciting to me for Maui, though I understand why it's there. But let's go back. Let's come back to Maui
Yeah.
because Maui we obviously talk about a lot. So .NET 10. I mean, the thing that everybody's talking about is the file-based apps. I don't particularly care. I'm not
Yeah.
sure if they appeal personally, but I think it's just it's to
It's
compete with the NPMs.
sure.
And
Yeah. Like I'm not sad that it's there now, but
no,
but does it change things for me? Not really.
no, it's good, but I mean, everywhere else, like the platform is faster. C# 14. Oh, C#
Did
14.
you see
Like,
this one kind of I think slid under the radar partly because I think it's available. Is it available in the Net 9 still too? Maybe it is only 10. Um, did you see the DNX command?
oh yeah, and you can run. uh, How is it? What is it you can run now? I know you can run
Oh,
console apps.
you can run well, it's the idea, and I don't want to take credit for it per se, but I mean, I think I helped kickstart the idea initially is that like it came about for like MCP servers. Like if you're going to write an MCP server in .NET, you know how like most of the MCP servers, or a lot of them are like npm or like UV, and they're all you don't have to like install the module to run it. There's like npx is a verb, so like
Oh
it basically is like npx, and then here's the node. What's the term I'm looking for?
yeah,
Package, whatever.
the CLI to run basically. Like
Run right from like a package from like the package repository without having to first install it. It's like all
yeah,
one shot, right? So it's like now we have the same in .NET with DNX, where you can say DNX and then you give it like the NuGet package ID, and it's going to go figure out how to download and run it in one go instead of you having to like first install like a global .NET tool and then like have that there for like MCP services and stuff. So I think that's the primary motivation, and that's kind of what like I worked on an issue with John Douglas a while back that was trying to get something like this done. I even made a Node bootstrapper.
Oh, yes.
I for DN or NPDNX, or I don't know, I don't even remember what I called it. That did the same thing, and so they're finally like, okay, I guess we'll build this into .NET too, since people are either going to work around it or clearly want it. So I'm excited about it for MCP stuff, but also I think it could be interesting just as like a CI kind of thing too, right? Like just I want to run this thing. I don't need to like install it first.
I do
Not
the
that it-
NPX stuff all the time because like I use Astro
Yep.
for my blog and for documentation sites. And so it's just like NPX Astro JS. And then you say like upgrade or, you know, add React, right? Because React is a common thing you might want to have in your Astro site. So, and it just goes and updates all the NPM packages for you, converts any of the settings that they may have moved around. And you're just like, yeah, it's great, man. Just do the thing. Don't make me
like,
yeah.
again, it's not like, earth shattering different, but it's kind of like the single file things too. It's like, oh, well, why not have it? Like, why can't we have this as well? Right. And we do now.
Yeah.
So
it's there.
what else is in there?
So my favorites was obviously I know a lot of people hate when they update C#. I love it. And you don't have to use the new stuff. And sometimes there's such minor little things, but you're like, damn, that actually, one line of code here. But if you've got like thousands of those lines, that one line, that's thousands of lines of code deleted. So the field backing store, I love that. It's just a keyword now.
Yeah.
Because I tend to do certain bits of things in like getters and setters. So having that there and not having to always go, oh yeah, the backing field. And then, if you've got a lot of people touching that class or your class is partial, they're like, ooh, I see a private backing field. I'm just going to set it on that. And you're like, okay, well, no, you didn't trigger the NPC. You didn't trigger lots of things. And so now you just have field and you don't have to worry about it being polluted or hit or anything. It still looks like a property, but it just works. And it's such a simple thing. And it's just, I love the quality of life stuff they put in.
Yeah. Like the thing for me always though, is it takes a while to kind of build a new reflex around using some of the new stuff, right? Like, which, is normal, but, once you start kind of getting into that mindset and kind of making yourself remember, it's like just code becomes a little bit nicer to write. I like the null conditional assignment stuff too.
I swear to God, he's reading my screen. I have the screen share so he can see my OneNote.
I don't actually see. No, it's just like in this tiny window on the side. I'm just
John stealing my thought. Yeah, the null conditional assignments is good because like if you have a deep nested layer object, now you can just go question mark equals
instead of like if.
Yeah, and then ending up assigning it because you're like, oh, okay, everything's there. So it's another line of code that's deleted. Now it still doesn't. If you try and await a null, it's still going to crash, right? Because there are cases where you're like, hey, await this event.
Yeah.
So, okay. But for the most part, assigning it now so you can say object question mark dot question mark dot and then equals this. And if the whole chain equals not null, it'll assign it. So that's, I don't know. I like it.
I like
it's
it.
Another small thing, but
like all of these changes, you're not forced to use if you don't want to use them. So
right.
They're there for you if you want.
Now, the one that I'm interested in the most is extensions. Now, I'm not sure what I think about it yet because we've had extension methods for years. It's a kind of a very logical grouping of it. And I know there's access to instance stuff with the extensions now. So that's interesting, but I'm not
I know
sure yet.
I think this one was one of the, like, there were some things that were going to be really helpful to do, like interop with iOS and Swift and different stuff like that. And I think this was one of the ones that was going to help redo the like the binding generation for iOS.
Well, because Swift has extensions, right? They have
but it wasn't even just Swift. I forget all the details, but I know there was some language changes, and I think this was one of them that was like, oh, okay, this actually makes like how we do kind of the binding workflow a little bit easier to write. So there's stuff like that that it might not be something that you use normally, but there's certainly scenarios where it's helpful.
So I'm interested in it. I'm not making use of it. It, like you said, it's one of those things you got to pick up, start using, and then go, oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
I'm not sure if I
Uh,
like, and again, I'm not going to use it, so I don't really care if it's there. But like user defined increment operators,
Yeah, I'm not sure. Bless you. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I've never personally
I hope
used it.
nothing, because that seems like just a way to make code more confusing for someone else to read later.
It is because the discoverability on them is a bit hard.
Yeah,
Um,
that's like
but I
anytime you modify operators like that, or like
the only condition I can think about it is because I have Bluetooth stuff. Obviously, I have a library that does Bluetooth. There's a lot of equality checks that have to happen when you're bouncing between the native and the .NET platform.
Mhm.
And so like you get an object from the native platform and you're like, okay, how do you know this? Because you don't always get the same reference. And you have to check multiple IDs to say, are you part of this group?
Yeah,
And is this your ID in that group? So there's like this three-way equality check that you have to do constantly. So maybe I use that there. I don't know. Um, I don't know. It's just
yeah,
it's a long fight. It's a fight that I've had for years, and I just keep going, you know what? I'm just gonna rush this through a method. And as people complain or file bugs or I find bugs, I'm gonna add to that equality method. So
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know. We'll see. It's one of
yeah.
those.
And again, like it's there if it's useful, right?
Right. Let's see what else. Blazor got a couple things that I like. Their new validation support looks kind of handy. I mean, I've had stuff that I can do that with for years, but having it built in out of the box is kind of nice. They have some resource preloading now, which that's kind of nice. Um, I guess other than that, they do have a lot of feature set, but those were really the only two that stood out for me. Um, Server sent events from ASP.NET. Again,
Yeah.
nothing major there, but I guess the typed results of them now is kind of nice. So I like that. There wasn't a ton of stuff for ASP.NET this round, but
No, and I mean, I think year over year too, it's kind of like it's kind of like phones now.
diminishing
It's like, well, what more do you want?
right?
Like what?
Well, I mean, that's the thing with server sent events. Like signalr got nothing this release, but did it need it, right? Because even in my apps right now, most of the real time stuff that's being triggered, it's read only. So it's like shooting it to the app. So I don't really need that bi-directional communication.
Yeah.
And if I do, like think about a person typing in a chat, that could be done just with normal HTTP requests. So why complicate your architecture? Just, I started typing, bing, hit an HTTP endpoint. Here's my message, bing, hit an HTTP endpoint, right? Like
Yeah.
it's why bother? Why complicate your app with signalr when you can just stream out the results? And I mean, that's essentially what we're doing in our app that we've been working on too. Is we're just going to stream out those results
Yeah.
from an async enumerable. So,
Yeah.
which we'll get to. Um, EF Core. Now, EF Core stuff is. I'm an EF Core fan.
I don't use it, and that's not because I have anything against it. It hasn't been something that I've crossed paths with in what I do. So
when you're starting net new projects, it's really good to have. When your
yeah,
app gets busy, people say, "Oh, it doesn't perform." Yes, it does if you
yeah, you
do
just got to do
things.
stuff.
But there are cases where, okay, you're under super high load. Now you look at things like Dapper or raw SQL if you really have to.
Hmm.
But it does perform. It's great to start out with out of the box because it's gonna, the rad of it is just gonna save you a ton of time. So they've added vector search support, which is awesome, right? So you've got an AI, you generate embeddings out of like a blog post is what they use, which is a great one, right?
Yeah.
Um, so you generate the embeddings using like extensions AI. What do they call that, by the way? They call it Me AI, right? Microsoft Extensions AI. So
Yeah,
I was like, that's much easier to say.
have to go loop back and figure out. There's been so many iterations of stuff there. It's sometimes hard to know what the current thing is because there's also the agent framework stuff too.
But that's a bit more involved, right? Like if you just need a chat bot with some embedding search, like you're going to use extensions AI or me AI as they're calling it. I like that.
I think there's like some interplay for the agent framework with the Microsoft extension stuff too. So yeah,
I haven't seen that yet, but that, whatever. We'll get there. We'll get there. So the vector search support out of the box, like you generate it, you shove it on this field, it turns it into a SQL vector, which is going to work for Postgres when it comes out because they're still working on their support for Net 10. That's probably they're usually a week or two behind. I shouldn't say behind because it's still open source.
Yeah,
they're not yet ready for Net 10. That's a better statement.
Yeah.
So, and it's obviously on SQL Server, so that's awesome. The JSON type support is that's where I get a little bit excited about it because persistence has always been easy with JSON in any framework. You can make a converter and just, here comes a varchar, turn it into, deserialize it. Here it goes, save it in, reserialize it. It works. But now there's just querying and it's all out of the box, right? So I can actually query. So if you think about if you've got like a bunch of tags or like data that only really belongs with that record, do you really want to have a normalized table that's going to be, because it's going to be huge, right? Every time you get into like
where I end up with, and in my case is probably even less difficult to normalize in a lot of ways, but like that's kind of where I end up with my pool stuff too, where I've got data types that I'm using like these JSON, things in SQLite already. So like, maybe, I mean, I'm not running EF Core on mobile, but it is kind of interesting to see them doing stuff with some of that.
Don't run EF Core on mobile.
No, not. Yeah. No. I mean, like maybe that's something eventually.
I don't think it'll be ever AOT compliant. I don't think
that's true. There. That's true.
I don't want to say ever because they've really done some magic there, but
it just mobile hasn't been something that they've really had a lot, I think, of demand for or wanted to tackle. And
but if they can get AOT, then technically that's mobile friendly anyways, right? So but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that they'll ever get EF Core to be AOT compliant. Maybe some source gen stuff, but man, they got a lot of magic to perform.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on there.
So what else we got? We got Aspire. Now they're Aspire 13. I'm not sure why we jumped from 9 to 13. They did a live stream on it, and it's no longer .NET Aspire. They're using
Aspire, right?
It's all Polyglot now. It's friendly to everything, but it's built in .NET. Okay, fine. It's great. It's still the same thing. Wasn't a lot of changes this round, but they've been iterating rapidly anyway, so I don't want to take away from how much stuff they're bringing out. Even though I'm saying it's a smaller release, that's not really fair because they've released like 5 or 6 times this year alone. They've actually taken advantage of that CLI stuff that you were just talking about with the packaging. Because the Aspire CLI is, they keep ramping that up. They have a VS Code extension now that got released. I haven't used it.
Okay.
Not sure what it does. Check it out. Let us know. The one that interests me was the container files as build artifacts. That's kind of nice because I don't know. I stream to an internal server, right? So I have to offload that to my own Docker container server. That's local. So sometimes there's a bit of hassle doing that with Aspire. So I think this is going to make it easier for me. I don't know. But it's interesting nonetheless. Anything you wanted to add? I took all the C# Aspire, EF Core, Blazor.
There's the Aspire stuff there's some Maui interplay there too.
I haven't gotten that far yet. I was gonna let you have the Maui stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean I don't have anything else for the other areas. I think you got it. I've been kind of out of the loop with Maui too, but it's been fun to see some of the things like go in that that I was trying to get happen. Like one of the ones that's kind of just a footnote is diagnostic stuff. So
Oh, you see, he stole off my screen again.
yeah. So like the idea there was, we've got Hotel and we can do metrics and stuff. So like there's these libraries that I forget what the one's called that most people like to use that tries to like go hook up to the Maui events and stuff and like look for leaks.
Sentry?
And no, not Sentry. There's
Oh,
some
okay.
other community thing. And part of it is trying to like calculate some of the performance metrics and stuff. So like yeah, Sentry tries to do this too, right? And so like why don't we just do this in Maui, right? Have some of this information available. So there's like some metrics now that you can hook into, mostly around like the measure in a range for layout stuff, right?
Which is actually quite important because when you're building like the middle layers of that stuff, you really, I mean, even like my mediator pattern, I had like certain bits of diagnostics and like the activity source coming in, but
Mhm.
you need to be between the layers, right? You can't
Yeah.
be in the layers. You got to be outside of them so that you can see the whole thing starting, and you can kind of get the structured log layouts of what's happening inside of that layer, like all the way through.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's in the box and it's in between the layers now, I think that that's going to be a huge return for all that stuff, like all
And
the
I think there's
diagnostics.
more that can go into this yet too, right? Like there's some simple stuff to start, but like, Sentry does like page tracking and events and stuff like that. Well, like there's no reason we maybe couldn't put some of that event instrumentation in the box in Hotel, right? Like if you
Yeah.
want it on, it can be on. Obviously every time you do this kind of stuff, you're adding some level of overhead. Like it doesn't come for
Activity source
free, but it's pretty slim.
is it's pretty fast.
Yep.
And they're very good at ignoring. So if you want complete areas left alone or not heard, um, I don't know. They've really optimized the poop out of that thing. It really works well.
Hmm.
Um, you see minimal overhead. Because I mean, think about all the open telemetry stuff that goes into ASP.NET,
Yeah.
right? Like you could have the world going through that thing and it just doesn't slow down.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think there's some huge wins there. I guarantee Sentry will take advantage of that in the near
Yeah,
future.
and why not, right? Like let's put this in the box so that doesn't have to be custom solutions for it. Because like
Right.
everything's kind of converging on, Hotel as a standard anyway, right? And so like let's
Yeah.
just keep putting it in here.
I don't know if it'll like having OTel, like open telemetry in Maui. I'm not, because it's a bit big. So I'm not sure about that. But again, tools like Sentry and other kind of custom logging frameworks can plug into this right through the activity source. Like it's just a no-win,
Yeah.
or
Sorry, when
not a
I say
no-win. It's just
Hotel,
an
I'm just
absolute
kind of
win.
talking about the whole like how you might stitch it all together, right?
Right.
But like emitting the actual like events and stuff is pretty cheap to do.
So now talking your Spire integration. Um, so the only reason I'm bringing this up is because actually John is going to be away for the next few weeks.
Yeah.
He's
Dumb.
this keeps taking off on us. So I'm going to be
I
flying
know.
solo for a little while. However, next week, Gerald, I apologize if I'm going to get your last name right. I try. Next week you can slap me for it. So Gerald versus Lewis is going to be on next week with me. He is going to be, I don't want to say selling me on Aspire, but I'm not sold on Aspire. But again, I've had the
Well,
tools,
you're
I've had the
sold on
tools.
it outside of Maui.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Aspire outside of Maui, fantastic. Just use it for everything. Put that shit on everything.
Mhm.
Maui, there's points like it runs the telemetry through the Aspire dashboard, which is kind of nice, but you get that in Visual Studio.
Well, but so take the metrics that we just talked about, right? That can all go through the
Mm,
dashboard.
it can go through Visual Studio too, but
Sure, but
okay.
yeah,
And
you don't
then
even use Visual Studio. What are you talking about?
stuff like dev tunnels. I've had ngrok for years, so these will be questions that I'm gonna propose to Gerald. And Gerald's pretty good at this whole. He rocks the Maui presentation world, so he can attempt to sell my old bitter ass. I guess I don't know. If not, you'll see it's cool stuff anyways. I mean, the fact that it integrates with the Aspire dashboard should be cool.
Yeah, and I
He's-
mean, I know like we've talked about it outside of any streams too, and I know like you said, you've got your ngrok, like you have a setup you like, but I think if people are starting kind of net new or just starting to add Aspire into their setup, and maybe if they have like a reasonably simple pattern together, or not, I just mean like from a kind of thinking about it in an easier sense, like, oh yeah, I'd love to have my endpoint just flow through to my Maui app so that it connects up to the API server when I start debugging everything, right? Like, it's nice, it's great.
Well, and I think that's why we'll see what Gerald comes up with. I think he's been the grand champion of it. I'm not sure if he's done all the work, but he's certainly, I saw some of the merges for Aspire. So he'll be on next week to talk about it. We'll see what kind of cool stuff he shows off. And yeah.
One of my actual favorite things that also has happened that has been a while coming to Net 10 is the safe area stuff. Have you looked at that at all?
Oh, see, no, that's UI stuff. I'm like, eh,
Yeah, no,
cool.
it's such a pain to do properly before this, and Android, you just like, no, not Android, and Android's changed up how they do this on their devices like crazy too. So like and by safe area, it's all we have like notches and like the bottom navigation, right? Where like there's like a zone around the notch that obviously you don't want to put like text and stuff under. And then like, so how do you like lay out content around that without just like move everything down and it looks like crap, right? Like, so that's something I've been trying to get right in Cool Math because I want it to look good. I know you don't care about how the apps look, but I do.
I don't care about how the notch looks. I just don't put info up there. Just don't fight with it.
No, but it's like, it just even like buying into the whole thing, right? It's like, if you have a list of data that's scrolling, like I want it to flow nicely under like the tabs and up into the top area and stuff like that. Like, so it's this dance of area that stuff still lays out into, but only like if it's kind of scrolling or whatever. Like, it's all these dealing with different content insets of different parts of your page. So that was always really hard to do. It's way easier to do now.
Well, all right. I haven't tried it yet. That's just because I usually don't care about those things, but I will put it in my app.
And there's secondary toolbar menu items on iOS and macOS too.
I don't usually abuse those either.
I haven't, but I wanted to recently, and I had to not. But now that I can,
figure out what happens. You never know.
Yeah. Anyway,
so what else do we have? The only other thing about Maui, and then we're going to get to our app, is I think the other one is the web view updates.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a lot of React developers out there. You can basically take your React app now, throw it in this frame, which you could do before, to be fair. They've just made it a little bit easier. I'm not sure how some of the wiring works. They've got some extra events on the hybrid web view. You can obviously call into .NET events through the interop.
There's that aspect too. Sorry to cut you off a bit. Just the interop back and forth. But like the other thing that they've changed now too is there were, especially on Android, I feel like when you wanted to like hook into certain browser things, you kind of had to like, the way it was set up, you kind of had to duplicate a bunch of code from Maui if you wanted to like customize certain things that you would register for. So I know there was work done around some of that too, so that you can like intercept more events and more requests and do different things without having to like get weirdly into handler stuff and implementation. So
it's a nice little quality of life thing. It's designed to kind of onboard. If you've got a website, you just want to ship inside the box. It's there now. I probably wouldn't do that. And just because Blazor makes it really easy. The Blazor interop, Blazor hybrid stuff makes it easy to just pull in services everywhere. But this is great starting point. Or even, maybe if you've got part of a site that you need to bring in that's React or what the hell's the other one? I can never think of the other one anymore. The Google one.
Angular.
There you go.
Yeah,
See,
look at
old
me.
age. And there we go. Look at you. You don't even touch
I don't
web
even
stuff.
exactly.
Jeez. So yeah, you can bring those in, start working with them. Fun, I guess. I don't know. Whatever you got to do. The tools are there.
More tools, yeah.
Yeah. So we have been doing this GPS tracking app with Aspire or Leans. We got it. So now it's streaming out the requests and stuff. Now I figured what we'd do is we'd finish it. Unless we do like a, I think we were talking about doing a power app at some point. I may still do that. We'll figure that out. I know a guy that does them. I am not particularly powerful with power apps. It's just drag and drop to me, but there's people that work in that. So we might have a guest on that'll do that in the future. But for today, I figured, it doesn't even need to be Blazor. I'm just literally going to pull in an HTML file and start hooking that up to the rest of our stuff. And John, if you want to bomb away on the API today, go ahead.
Oh, I gotta open the app up. Oh no, I wrote a script, right? Yeah.
And I even asked him before, like 3 days ago, I said, can you clone it just in case? Because I installed Net 10 right away. And then I installed and I run Rider. It was a bit unstable for a day or two there. Rider fixed their stuff though. It seems to be good now. But I was like, John, you might need to play backup. You haven't even cloned it yet, have you? So, see, I know.
I had a busy couple days.
Yeah, I know how it works with you. So anyhow, I'm going to bring up my screen and know that John is not on backup. He's just going to be doing his thing, kicking me while I'm down.
I'm gonna try.
Well, you try. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't.
I don't know where I saved my script to either. Darn.
First thing, should we convert this puppy to .NET 10? Should we see what the hell happens?
Yeah, why not? Okay.
Well, I have CPM, which is Central Package Management. So this should be. Why not? Let's go through the process of upgrading this, because I think this is something that people get stuck on. So let's do that first. So one of the things that I do now, this is more because I do libraries, is I often put a base target framework in my directory build props. And the reason I do this is because if you've got a lot of projects, right? And so if I go in here, look at that. My target framework is base target framework, right? So I'm going to get all these. Oh, I didn't do it there. Damn. Look, I missed one. Base target framework. Now, a lot of people think, well, why can't you just take this guy, this target framework, and apply it into your target props? Well, it doesn't really help IDEs and stuff evaluate it. So if you do it as a variable, that you can get it in there. Let's see if I missed any others.
Which is interesting, because I feel like in the past, and maybe Rider's now better at this too, it used to struggle with it. I know even like Visual Studio Windows had, and maybe it's not this way anymore, they had an optimization that would like literally just read the XML looking for that target framework. And so like a variable there wasn't a happy thing.
But a variable, an MS build variable within target frameworks or target framework itself it's really happy with generally.
And like I said, that they might have improved that, because years ago it was not, and they're like, don't do that because we actually look for the value directly.
So thankfully that has updated, as long as you do it with a variable, and it works really well, because like as you can see here, I've done base target framework iOS, base target framework Android. So those are just going to kind of upgrade naturally in a minute. I am going to cheat one thing. So I have this, if target framework is Android, its platform target version is no longer 35. It's got to be 36. So I'm going to cheat there. I should put a variable on this one as well, I guess. Normally I don't have several Maui apps though, so I don't usually have to worry about it too much. Look at all these base frameworks I missed, John. Jeez. What am I, a noob? I missed them all. It's the 4 projects now. Okay. I missed on my own good practice. So I'm going to go ahead now. So we know Maui is, I believe, 10.0. So this is the Maui version you generally put in your Maui projects. I put it up here because, so it's 10.0.10, I believe. And we're going to convert that to Net 10.
10.
This is,
yeah.
so it's going to go.
You still
And
use Maui version, huh? Why not just the
yes,
package reference itself?
because I'm using central package management. So I
Yeah.
want that to bubble through this as well. So those guys right there, by the way, is this big enough? Because you're not nagging at me.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right, you can see it. See, my desktop's big enough today, but so I need these to also pick up the Maui version as well as the project itself. So by putting it at my directory build props, it goes into the Maui build stuff and through CPM. So beautiful, right? Come on. It's nice.
Yeah. No, I just don't. Yeah. I mean, if it works, it works. That's great.
It works nice. It works
Good.
perfectly. Okay, so now we have Aspire. Orleans didn't update yesterday. They're on their kind of own release cycle too. So let's see what we've got for NuGet packages, because we're going to need to update some things. So all of these guys. See, it did it. Okay, it recovered. I thought I was about to lose. Ryder here. All right, so I'm going to update all these manually because you can see they're all version 13 now. So I'm going to take Aspire and go 13.0. So this should change up a bunch of these guys. Let's wait and see. I guess my NuGet panel is a little bit harder to see.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I think because your video feed quality is better today.
My video feed quality.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got that.
And then you don't have to hear me complaining.
Fair enough. Let's update the Maui community toolkit. Now, I want to put this out there because I know a lot of people yesterday were being like, hey, I'm blocked. Maui, the community toolkit sets a bar, like they set a max version.
Mm-hmm.
So they had 13 blocked out. The thing is you're not blocked. If you do it through the UI, sure, it's going to be like, hey, you don't meet the minimum version here, right? Fine. But it's very easy if you edit your CS proj on your own, you can skip all that crap. The UI is there to help. It doesn't, and often it'll be like you're breaking some contract here.
Mm-hmm.
Just go around it, right? So I've updated the Maui version, and at no time will they complain about the community toolkit Maui except in a warning and maybe a crash, right?
I was gonna say, like, there might be
warning,
reasons they do it, but
But if you've been at this long enough, you know that there's not going to be enough change in the Maui version that's going to break the community toolkit because they would have been testing it for months.
And if there is that, like,
then wait.
Then just
that's
roll
what you
back.
get for going 0 day.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's like, I get everybody wants to try out the new stuff. And to a large extent, I think they want people to try out the new stuff because need to know what's not working.
Right.
But, it's not like, oh, I upgraded it and now I'm stuck because something broke. It's like, yeah, just there's roll back.
We do remember why I called shiny, right? I need my new bits right now.
Always new.
Please
Updates
relax.
available. Let's go.
All right, so I'm going to update these to 14.0, and this is all going right to everything. Although these guys are angry, but we'll get to them in a minute. So our Microsoft extension, I should rename this to actually SDK version. Usually I do, but let's call that 10.0. So that's going to change all of our, entity framework core. It's going to be angry about Postgres. I'm going to have to fix that though. One thing at a time. All right. So all of our projects are now net 10. Some of these are a little bit angry, which we'll figure out in a second why. So we're going to build. But so far, I just moved app host, Orleans, Maui, pretty much in our API, I've moved them all to, it's bad about something. All right, we'll figure that out. I moved them all to net 10 with like two code files minus the mistakes that I made. That doesn't count, right? That's not being held against me, is it?
No, that's not bad. So now when you do this, like, I don't know, maybe I just am historically shy about not deleting stuff, but like, do you go do like a git clean or something after and then restart?
If this is Visual Studio, yes.
Yeah.
So far, Ryder does a pretty darn good job of it. It's even telling me what I've done stupid, right? So I
Yeah.
got Microsoft Service Discovery. I thought they released a version 13, but I guess I was wrong. So let's go find this
So,
guy.
but maybe the takeaway is like if you hit weird stuff after you think it's all good, like maybe just go like clean some stuff out and
Right.
rebuild.
If you start getting weird compiler errors, definitely. John's obviously felt that pain before. You can hear it in his voice.
Yeah, I mean, I even like know. I think like Visual Studio would be different. I don't know how Rider what
Rider's
they
pretty good
load or
because like
not.
it's
No,
figuring itself out right now.
no. But like, so the one of the things that historically can be a challenge is some of like the SDK assemblies, and so
Yeah.
if they can't, if they're not like, what's the not signed, strong named, I guess.
Oh, because
You
that
can
can
run in, so like yeah, you can run into like, oh, the assembly is already loaded that this MS build thing is using, and you upgrade it, and there's a new version of that assembly, but it doesn't load it because it thinks it already loaded it because the assembly is the same
right.
unless they're like strong named and stuff. Like there's just weird stuff that can happen like that for a reason, but it's not always obvious.
Now, one of the things that I generally can watch though is the build here. So you can see it's changed to the proper SDK. So I think Ryder's pretty good at picking this stuff up. We're gonna see. I mean, for the most part, you can see that all my errors are now gone. I mean, we'll let this compile finish, obviously, but I think it's just gonna work. And I'll even run it in a second too. We're just gonna make sure that it builds and then we'll try running it. And we should be back to ground zero. So I'm not worried about the Maui yet. We'll get to that in a second. Let's just run this guy and see what we get. Oh, see? I'm not able to run net9.
Yeah, so something is still.
So it's gotten a little, let's see. Let's take a look here. So target framework, it's messed up on now. So we are gonna clean this out.
And that might be, whatever it did to like run enough MS build to calculate the property from the variables, and it isn't getting
right
invalidated.
Gone.net. So I usually do this outside of the IDE, even though there's a nice command in it to do it. So let's go gone.net. Where am I? Where are you now? That's it. So I'm going to do get clean XDF.
But did you check in any? Did you commit any of the
no, I don't
changes
need to,
first?
because it's all files, right? So I'm only cleaning out the old the stuff that's not part. So it went and cleaned out those. Let's reopen it. As I say that, maybe I didn't. Here we go. Come on. So we'll give this a second because now it's angry because I've cleaned out everything. See, it only cleaned out and
removed those, but did it revert any of your changes?
No, clean doesn't usually. It just clean out the junk that's not part of source control. You can tell I've done this a few times. It used to be common though. You used to have to nuke. See, changes still there.
Yeah, okay.
It used to be common back in the day. I mean, when NetCore became a thing, you were cleaning bin an object. Xamarin days, it was just a thing.
It was a thing.
People wrote extensions to clean it out. So
yeah, I mean, like it was not an area of focus at the time.
All right, so let's go to our where am I? Nettenify. So I'm going to push that in. Let's run this now and see if it goes. Well, it's not complaining this time. So there you go. You got to show off. I even have it. See, it's complaining about a duplicate package reference. Cool. Why is that? It's mad about Maui for some reason, which we'll get to, but let's see if this guy is going to run.
Developer tool. I wonder if it's with the Maui version stuff. Like, I feel like you might get multiple references because that Maui version
might
do that.
No, it's fine. It's just sometimes Rider highlights some stuff. Oh, I guess I better run Docker. Might want Docker for
Yeah.
setup stuff. All right, let's try that again. Oops. Okay, well, it's doing that. That's going to stop. Let's go back. Said I had a duplicate reference in one of these libraries. Which one was it? Let's go to our build. Duplicate package reference is found in Crane's implementation. Really? No. Oh, yeah, way to go.
So you do.
All right. Cool. Fix that up. So we got that. All right, let's try this again. Now the Docker's up, it should be less angry with me.
So I know people, there's groups of people who don't want to upgrade often or at all if they don't have to, right? But like, truthfully, this wasn't that painful to do.
No. And even if I had to go through and specify all my projects as net 10, it's not really that.
And I get, like, it's not just the act of doing the upgrade that people are afraid of, right? Like,
No.
now I got to go test things and stuff might break and whatever. But the thing is, like, okay, that I get that's the hard part, but the easy part is pretty easy. So like, do it and then just kind of go kick the tires, right?
Right. As I did that, I closed off the dashboard. Okay. So while that's compiling, I am going to go into our API. So we're going to add, this isn't going to take long, thankfully. So we have our GPS pings, we have our endpoint for pushing in GPS. We have our endpoint for streaming out GPS. I'm assuming that my dashboard is about to launch in a second. So yay. So we've got that. Now what we're going to add is we're going to add one more endpoint here. We're going to use add use static. Come on. It's eventually going to IntelliSense me. So I tell John to clone it, but he never does. He's just leaving me to rot. Hopefully I'm still streaming.
Maybe.
All right. You were quiet, so I thought, what was going on here?
It's going.
All right. So our dashboard is up now, somewhat. It's doing a whole bunch of things. It's taking its sweet butt time to get going. Come on.
And I don't suppose there's an easy way to start like debugging parts of this on like I don't know, if you don't have a beefy machine, can you like remote debug some of this on like some server?
This is just being stupid right now. I'm not sure why. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, it's still going through its stuff, right? So it's creating the database. It's doing all its initial wiring. So it's going to take a minute. So while it's doing that, we've got our, so it's, you got to restart. I'm not going to restart. I just needed that. I have an HTML file already. So I'm going to bring this in. And in our API, now that we've got use static files, I'm going to put a www root. And there it is. Everybody can steal my Azure map keys. That's quite all right because they'll be gone by the end of this episode. And I'm going to turn this into, come on. I'm going to turn this into
you got some weird characters at the top too, just so you're aware.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on there. There we go.
That's one of those things that can be like, what the heck is going on?
Let's turn that to index.html. Yeah, don't just rename it. Don't think about it.
Don't overthink this.
All right. So we know our dashboard is running. I'm going to see how far it's gotten. Let's bring it back up. It's still, well, it started. Let's see our resources. There we go. See, everything's healthy. You just need to recreate the environment. Yay. Right. No errors anywhere. Some messages, but everything is green lit with no errors. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and end this. Okay. So that should give me back some performance. So this is just basically, I stole this out of the samples that we have. Sorry, that Azure Maps. I'm going to use Azure Maps. And the reason I'm using Azure Maps is, one, the billing is easy. I mean, dude, just spin this up. I don't need to deal with Google. Their maps are sufficient generally for what you need. If you start to get into complicated things, maybe they've caught up, because this used to be Bing Maps, right?
Yeah.
I think they just stole Bing Maps and put it in Azure. So it's decent. I won't say it's great, but it's decent.
And so like Atlas is the name of the thing, or
that's what they call it. I'm not sure. It's Azure Maps, right? So
yeah. Okay, I see that includes there now.
So if I let's open this guy up and see what he looks
that's
like.
interesting. So you've got your map.
I'm gonna rename this to index.
It's always interesting to me that like most map SDKs have this like ready event. I mean, it makes sense. It's just kind of funny that like that just is universal.
That's a JavaScript thing though, right? So the JavaScript thing is, for the most part, when you're ready.
You see it in like Google Maps and stuff too, right?
So this is the crappy map that I have right now. I've drawn this line just to say, hey, I could draw a line from the CN Tower. Yay. So our center of our map is essentially the CN Tower, and we're blasting out a line from there. Beautiful. At least I think that's what we're doing. That's what this looks like.
You've got a line. Yeah.
So let's go look at our API again. And static files is there. So we know that's going to work. We're sending out GPS ping, right? So the difference is now we need to send this as server sent events. Now, the good thing is I have this code if AI is not going to help me out today, but we're going to see. So let's do this. I'm going to do a wait. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spawn this in. So I'm going to do let's go back to our program, and I need to add HTTP, come on. What are you doing? Services, add HTTP context accessor. There we go. Otherwise, I don't think that we're going to get much help from AI. And heck, I can code this from scratch anyways. From services, HTTP context accessor, HTTP. So we have to do Mr. AI. Let's go agent. Oh, wow, they've changed stuff on this plugin.
Yeah.
Oh, look, and I got it.
Wow.
GPT.
5.1.
Oh.
5.1 even codecs. Oh, cool.
Okay, cool. We're not going to, I'm just going to stick with my,
I mean, maybe it's gotten better, but I still really like Claude.
Yeah, Claude just works. So on line 36, I want you to make this async enumerable return as a server sent event stream. Let's see what it comes up with. I just handed over the reins. I don't know how brave I am. I do have this code if I need to. I've written the code. But if we don't do AI, I feel like we're not doing justice. Is that true? You think?
Yeah. I mean, why not let it?
What is this stupid thing? It's already going stupid. We don't need serialization, dude. No. Okay, it did that right. No. Okay, no. That's fine. Write the data. Okay. And then it flushes it. So the thing, we did convert to net 10, but I'm not sure right off the top of my head how we do the typed return. So I didn't want to go into that.
Yeah.
This is essentially the same thing. So it's going to iterate.
Is this the like service and event format? Like what's the data prefix there?
So that's for HTML or JavaScript to process it. So
I'm
going to go back to our HTML here, and they have this thing called events.
An event source. Yeah. We got this data source.
So it's an event source. So it's intelligent enough to go, this is just going to keep coming through. I don't need to close it. Unless the code tells me to close the stream, I'm just going to stay open. And what comes in on event is basically, as long as that data portion is there, it knows, okay, I got to do this. we already know it's JSON, so we know the format that's coming through. And then what we're going to do is set on the control. Now, for now, why don't we just start and see what the heck happens here? So I'm going to do data. Just for the stupid thing is, by the way, these are all backwards. I don't know why they do this, but it's actually maybe we'll find out in a second. So we're going to add, we need to add to the line, but for now we've got, I think, what we need. So program, this looks right. It serializes our GPS ping, writes the async, and flushes it out. So I'm going to accept that. And I'm going to start this puppy and see what we get.
What's that class look like? Are your properties going to line up with like
probably not
and stuff?
But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the endpoint raw.
Yeah.
And then you have your GPS ready to go, John?
Yeah, I can make it. I can make it hum.
Let it get going. Patience.
I don't want to press the button.
We don't even have HTML up yet, man. I also have. See, if you had cloned it, look at. If you had cloned it, I have an HTTP file in the thing.
Yeah, I don't. That's fine. ChatGPT made a new script for me.
So, so you could have got my dashboard link from there. So this is. We'll give this a second to get going. Come on, baby. Oh, it's all running. Okay, so we're going to go to our web API. And we're going to go doink. And we're going to go doink. Go on API. You said you're running. Yeah, you're still kind of running. Everything's getting up for. There we go. All right, so 404. Now let's see our stream. So I think we called it drivers. I don't know if this is going to do it or not, but we'll see. Okay, John, do your thing.
It's going. Let's see. Anything going to happen?
See if this is going to. We'll see if this.
It's trying. It's trying. It's posting right now, but it seems like it's. Oh, there you go.
There we go. Look at. It's streaming. Hit it again.
Coming in. It's going every 3 seconds. I don't even. It's on autopilot.
Look at that.
Now.
Look at that. So there's our server sent event coming through. That's beautiful. Must have been my computer taking forever or the ngrok endpoint getting going, but there we go. Look at that. Nice. Very pretty. Streaming data. So we've got that going. Just leave it running. It's not going to hurt anything.
All right.
I'm going to stop it though, just because we don't need it. So now we have this cool guy. Let's see if we can't get this thing running. So I'm going to pull network is not doing anything yet.
Well, that's still.
Oh, this is
your
the
local
file.
Yeah.
No, hang on. Let's go. Let's bring this guy open and go to index. Well, I got to do index.html. I didn't map the static routes out. So are you angry now? Track, engage. There's Azure Maps taking a peek at us.
Yeah.
All right. So we don't have our server map running. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going to set an alert. Do we have to open this event source or anything? We'd have to open it. Open on open. Why don't we do that? So we'll do event source on open. We'll do log. And then we'll map up our EVT source on air. There wasn't on air. We'll see if I've done something that ticks off the protocol.
Yeah, why not?
And let's do console.error event. Good. We'll save that. Go back. Let Microsoft take its. Oh, okay. There's all of our tiles. Nothing from our server sent events yet.
Now you mentioned there's an open call. Do you have to do that?
I'm not sure. I might have to pull it up. I don't do this in HTML. Event source HTML. Web APNs. Event source, ready state URL. Did I get the URL right? Maybe I didn't get the URL right. Let's take, so it's just drivers right now. So I'm going to put in the full https acr.ngrok.app. Might have a cores issue here in a second.
You have slides. Oh no, I'm posting to GPS. Yeah, yours is drivers.
Is it even hitting this endpoint? Hello. So it gets map. Sets this. Do we see
you have on open, but you don't have to call like an open.
No, it's implicit. There's an on close. So when it message on error. Yeah, so we've done this right. Let's see what's going on here. Do we have any? We don't have anything in the logs that I can see yet. Let's open it up.
About the console, anything going on there?
Yeah, that's what I'm checking. Okay, see, observe mutation perimeter. I don't know what the hell that means. Error icon, yeah, fine. Expected value of type number. Huh? Connection to server opened. Interesting. So GPS is getting points.
Yeah.
I don't see anything going out at the moment. Let's try set a breakpoint on our API and see if this puppy's getting data or not. Okay, it's hooking.
Yeah. Which we saw with just loading the URL directly anyway, right? So.
And it's flushing. So, all right. So connection to server open. So it is running my console.
There was that error, like that expected value to be a type number in the on message, right? So like, can you go into your sources in the browser here and set a breakpoint on the on message in the JavaScript call?
I probably could. Let's see that.
Like, well, yeah, I don't know if it'll work through Rider or not, but in the browser anyway.
So we know it's doing this. So it fired this. It's not firing error because we're not seeing that. What's this coming up with? Let's check console.log. I'm going to start the simple way.
There you go.
See what this gives up. So it was supposed to be setting the camera and it was supposed to be flying.
Yeah, maybe it's not reading I bet you it's like case, like latitude, capital L or something stupid like that.
Yeah. No, I guarantee that's what's coming out. So, and I'm going to do console.log.data. So raw event deserialized. So let's see what we got. Old school debugging, man. Nope, now you're really mad.
It was gone.
That's going expected number. Okay, no, it's firing.
I'm getting it. All right.
So driver name.
Yeah, it's capital L.
Latitude. Okay, which is kind of be expected.
Yeah.
So latitude, longitude.
Yeah, it's gone. So just change your property.
Let's see.
There.
Let's see. So we're going to do map control. So good news is streaming's working. Data longitude, data latitude. Way to go on serialization, Alan. Okay, I'm going to comment that out. So let's save that. Refresh. Connection to server opened. You still bombing me, John?
I think so. Let me double check, but it looks like, yeah.
Seems to take a second to get going anyways.
Yeah, because you're not seeing the messages here yet. You don't have breakpoint. It's still in. Oh, is it moving?
No, I'm moving.
That you?
No, there's no.
Why isn't it pinning anymore? It was.
Let's see. I'm going to go into the program. We don't seem to be getting events. Oh, yes, we are.
Yeah.
Here it is. There's an event.
Say, my thing's still happy with the post calls coming back okay.
I think there's something failing in the deserialization because that's.
Yeah, but you're not even seeing. You should still see the console. Are you logging? Oh, do you take the data one out too?
Yeah. So let's try that again. Yeah, see the
It's
message
still-
is coming through.
Yeah, still value to be type number, but found null instead.
Okay, so data, what was it ticked off about?
Oh, hey, go back. No, that was data. Go back to the code.
Do we know this is working? Let's just do old school JavaScript, man. And we're going to do console.error. I'm even going to bring this guy and bring all of this guy up into here.
Are you sure that center and everything is like?
No. No, I'm not. So we're going to do that. Save that. So we know it's getting the data. So streaming is all working. Everything's working. So we're on net 10. It's going all the way through. If this was our Maui app, it'd be going all the way through that, through our Lean server and back out to our async stream. So now we just have to hook up this stupid HTML client. Receive data. Receive data. It's not airing. Why isn't it airing? So it's not even angry. It's just not.
Something earlier up didn't like something, right?
I'll bet you. Okay, so we know this is working now. It's this stupid map, and I'll bet you $10. It's because I got to do this. Because this is the thing I found about the Azure map too. First of all, this is backwards, which this isn't the only client that does this. I've seen others do it. I don't know why.
What was that type? Go hover over center again. Are we sure it was an array? No, like over the center property. It looked like it was some type that it was expecting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of any. It's wonderful JavaScript. So we're going to try this again. So now I've got it in reverse. Let's see if the map. So it's basically now it's just the map isn't working. Still expected number. What? Okay, let's move this. It should slam the map back over, or it should slam the map to wherever you are. Do you even know if that latitude and longitude is correct, John?
I think it's close to me actually. Yeah, so it should be.
So for whatever okay, minus 82, 42.
Yeah.
It looks right.
Yeah, it should be.
So maybe it's just we're not looking at the docs properly for this guy, which is all right because this is like the last thing we have to do.
Type of there's fly 2. You got duration. You got zoom. Yeah, I don't see.
It's not filing an error.
Is there something else
working? It's just this method is not.
Are we sure? Maybe it's not that thing. Maybe it's happening sooner or later. Like where's your?
Well, you know what else?
What else are you calling?
I want to take this data source because this is really what we're trying to do right now. We're just trying to see, are we getting data? We know we're getting data. So I'm going to bring this.
I was wondering, like maybe one of your other layers has something that it doesn't like.
Maybe. Let's take this data. So this data source this is my emulated line from the Skydome. So I'm going to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the thing that I want to do is I'm going to have an array of points. Yeah, I know you want me to use constant or let, but whatever. So I'm going to store, every time this comes in, I want to store a point, right? And then I want to add to that array. Let's see what this looks like. And then these are backwards. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm going to draw the line, and I'm going to draw it kind of disgusting. I don't know. Let's see. So we add a point and we add a line string. So if I take, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to store the points separately right now. I'm just going to see if this will draw the line in. So let's do, still takes an array. So every iteration, stop it. I don't know what AI's thought is right here, but let's see.
and I have one more suggestion for the camera thing that might actually be the problem.
Okay. Well, let's see if this works now. So we've got
so do me a favor before you refresh. Change fly 2 to be fly, no 2.
All right. AI doesn't like it, John, but let's see. So we've got that. I can also change the zoom. What if I get it to zoom in a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. Okay,
so now hopefully this is going to draw a line string. It probably needs multiple points though. I'm not sure this is going to work, but let's find out. So we got that. Let's refresh. So close yet so far. Oh,
Still
it did work. It's I don't know what the hell just happened, but I think
maybe you're zoomed in too far or something weird.
Where did we go?
I don't know.
We are off in space somewhere.
It's not
So
loading the tiles, eh?
I don't know if that's what it did or if it zoomed. I don't know. Let's try reversing this again. I'm gonna.
Yeah, it should be longitude, latitude, I think, according to the docs.
Is it? Okay, so
Yeah.
I had it backwards. So I'm gonna do.
I think it was that fly. It was trying to parse that as an enum or something, right? Although it still gives you the error, but yeah, whatever.
So longitude, latitude. I got no typos there that I can see because we know that that's working. Latitude, longitude. Okay, let's try this again. I might have to take the zoom out now because I imagine it's gonna give it a second. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it's just zoomed in.
So I guess you're over the lake.
I've told it to like give some variance on it.
So look at this. Every time it's just going to the lake.
Yeah.
Zoom back in. Okay, so now we've got it working. Good job. Good job. See, John's here for reading docs and smacking me when I'm doing stupid. So we don't always want it to zoom though, but we want it to go to where the point is. Right? But we're not drawing a line yet. Why aren't we drawing a line?
Well, do we want like a icon instead at this point just to show where?
Well, this is the thing. Because of the way I'm doing the data source, I'm not sure if it's adding every time anyways.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter. I can fix this off the stream, but because we're over time at this point.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we've got the streaming coming in. Clearly it's working. We're updating something on the map, even if it's weird right now. It's almost as bad as those screenshots I sent you of the delivery that I had this week.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, like, which is just funny because it's like what we're doing. But the funniest part was like they had some weird bug where occasionally the location would go like to 2 hours away from where they were. And it's just like, how?
Well, the good news is that look at this. Every time I zoom out, new point comes in and zooms back in. That wouldn't be annoying at all, right?
No. Yeah, you could probably just not set the zoom level on it.
Well, that's all right. Yeah, I probably would, but you can see. Okay, so it's moving. You're moving it like a spasm, and like it's going everywhere.
Yeah, I just had the script is just like taking a value and randomly multiplying or adding a value, a difference to it each time.
Hey, it's working. The stream is coming through. So what progress did we make today? We've got a map. We've got a server sent event source.
You updated everything to net 10.
We updated it to net 10 with like zero effort and all the NuGet packages. I'll say,
yeah,
we turn this into the API into an event stream. We let AI do it. So not a bad little stream.
No, not bad at all.
So like I think we're pretty much done with this app anyways. I will fix this up so our sample's nice and clean for people if they want to use this. There's still a few things that I would suggest. So the reason we chose Orleans was again for streaming and for high performance. But one of the things I would caution you about is if you got a lot of those pings coming in, batch out like how many you send. So not only from Orleans, don't just keep streaming all of the points, collect a batch, send out a batch, right? So that instead of hammering your network constantly, just little batches of info, right? Kind of how you do like when you stream a byte array because you want like the full like a full packet of data. Same thing here.
Yeah.
Batch them up, ship them out, and then wait another few seconds, collect a few, ship them out. Because the user doesn't need, like if I'm an admin watching my drivers, do I really need to see, my driver moving? I mean, maybe if John's watching the driver and this is like a UPS driver, yes, he wants to see the updates every second. But for 99% of everybody else on the planet, they only care about show me every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Right.
That's plenty even. Realistically, right? Like,
so these are all the things you can do. So batch it up, ship it out. And then you can have, like I said, I'm going to update it so that you can see the lines or at least see the point, right? It's probably better because we've got a driver. We want to see the point, right? Driver moves a point.
Yeah.
And then that's where you can see they're active. If I'm an admin, sometimes I want to see, okay, where are they coming from and why are they driving down that road? And kind of other feature wise, the only thing we're missing is direction, right? So maybe, if you're on one road that's one way and your driver's going the wrong way, you might want to know that. I don't know. Maybe you can check in, see what kind of drugs he's on. But those are kind of some of the features and some of the things you want to do to performance. But the whole point of why we did this is, one, look at how easy it is to do. And two, look at how easy it is to make it perform with like something like Orleans that can go to huge scales if you need it.
Well, and that's not even like you're saying, like batching and stuff. Like, and if you really needed to squeeze more out somehow, like you could start doing stuff like, oh, I know the last like 10 data points because that's cheap to store in the grains memory, right? In the
Right.
state. Can I predict, for the next whatever time instead of like having to send out the update every single time, like make the client do some prediction every time it gets an update, or like there's all sorts of stuff you can do.
It's a wild amount of things. Like I'm doing stuff like this with Google Maps, where I basically say, if you're here, I'm predicting you'll be here at this time. So I'm calling a whole bunch of APIs to figure that out. But it's so easy to make this work. And we did this without any signalr, with just straight HTTP. You don't need signalr. In fact, don't use signalr at all for mobile. Just use HTTP because HTTP has all the retries built in. Like you can use Poly to retry it. And it makes your life 10 times easier. So
cool.
Yeah, that was awesome.
All right. Well, I think that'll do it for today. We'll see y'all next time. I don't know, but
as I remove John off the street.
As I remove me. Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody. See you next time when I see you or when Alan sees you on Gone.net.
And like I said, Gerald next week.
Yeah. Tune in.
Ciao.